Take 3 steps to improve your author IQ. Simple actions that will serve to review and edit your writing and attract more readers. Written by Christopher Boswell, read by the author. Research shows that willpower is more important than IQ. That's why the point isn't to become smarter, but to become more self-disciplined. A quote by Adam Kirk Smith. Getting better. Our training to become writers begins very early as adolescents. Maybe for some of us even before making our way to preschool or kindergarten. Communicating our ideas in a way that is understandable to all is a fundamental skill needed to move through the world with a modicum of success. Referring to an author IQ level in the title likely sent an inaccurate message. What I'm really talking about are tools, teams, actions, and discipline. My own writing journey has taught me many things. One of the most frustrating is how elusive perfection has been. By that, I simply mean free of typos or grammatical errors. It seems no matter how many times I reread or rewrite, somewhere down the road a simple error can and still does surface. There is a big difference in the speed at which we think compared to reading or typing. This reality leaves gaps or omissions that don't read so well. I don't care if a reader hates one of my stories, just as long as he finishes the book. A quote by Roald Dahl. Rejections. In turn, this leads to rejections from publications. It is even stated in curation guidelines with statements like this. Is it clean? Is it free of typos and errors? As time went on, my own writing may have been improving as far as sentence construction or story ideas, yet somehow typos still showed up even after I had reread a story 3 or 4 times. Something had to be done, but what? One friend suggested hiring an editor. A good idea, no doubt, but I could not help but think this would cost more than the articles were providing in income, so I took no action, at least not yet. We are all apprentices in a craft where no one ever becomes a master. Ernest Hemingway. Evolution. I really love audiobooks more than I like reading. This led to a new inquiry. How many people are like me, I wondered, preferring listening to reading? This thought set me on an investigation inquiring how I could offer both in my articles. The first effort left much to be desired as a computer-generated service like this one. It's called The Amazing Clear Energy of Water, and you can hear my first audio attempt in that article. I just could not get past the artificial feel to it. The investigation continued. Reading and recording them all myself seemed like too much work. Maybe I was just not fully committed yet. Plus, I wondered if this was somehow breaking some rule. I still don't know. When I sit down to write a book, I do not say to myself, I'm going to produce a work of art. I write it because there is some lie that I want to expose, some fact to which I want to draw attention, and my initial concern is to get a hearing. George Orwell. Breakfast with friends. Then one day, a friend called me based on a post he had seen on Facebook about one of my articles. When I asked what made him take the time to call, he said without hesitation, like-mindedness. We made a date for breakfast the next day, and I invited another friend hoping to make an introduction. They had not met. He agreed. I've known both of these people for 20 years, and we already know much about each other. As we spoke about what we were all up to, writing and reading popped up. Jim had already set up a little recording area and had been practicing reading published authors' work, but he could not really share it. I offered him the chance to record my work, and he was delighted. Trish wanted in on the action too. Now I have 6 different people narrating all my articles. It's been a wonderful and productive learning experience, and more evolution was to come. Not a wasted word. This has been a main point in my literary thinking all my life. Hunter S. Thompson. The actions bring benefits. Suddenly I had 6 narrators, and guess what else? Each one was to become an editor, as we worked out the project. Errors were found, not only typos, but phrases that were difficult to speak. It improved my writing tremendously. All of a sudden, I'm listening to my content read by another. Hearing it that way removes some of the emotion and self-consciousness that could cloud my judgment hearing my own voice. Plus, the readers are telling me these are conversations worth having. They are all getting moved and inspired by the work and telling me. This adds fuel to my creative aspirations and builds confidence. I am reading them myself as well, and as I process each article's narration, I read along in the text version and make corrections or slight alterations based on what the reading uncovered. Cheat your landlord if you can and must, but do not try to shortchange the muse. It cannot be done. You can't fake quality any more than you can fake a good meal. William S. Burroughs. The payoffs. This experience has brought me to a new process that I hope improves the work and enjoyment for the reader or listener. I now rewrite by reading the article again silently after completion. Then I read it again out loud because speaking slows me down and forces a closer look, experiencing the material in a new way, the way you might. The narration also exponentially increases the places where I can share the work. Places like Apple iTunes and SoundCloud. Videos can be made as well for YouTube. Only those who are intelligent can change their minds. The rest are damaged permanently due to indoctrination. A lower IQ makes a person less malleable. Abhedev. I think this is a wrap. Just one last thing. Would you prefer to listen to this article? Good. Here it is. Please let me know what you think. Cheers, Christopher. I hope you found some value in this article. If you did, please follow the links below for more of my recent work. Maybe another will resonate. Until next time, cheers, Christopher. Copyright Christopher Boswell 2020, all rights reserved. Please take it seriously. When Christopher isn't writing from wherever, he can be found traveling or capturing photographs somewhere in the United States. He may be generating graphic design, building a website, processing images or video, flying his unmanned aerial vehicle, wrangling dogs, or backpacking and kayaking. He lives in Tacoma, Washington. We invite you to learn more about Christopher at www.realwindowcreative.com.